All right. So moving forward, everyone, now it's time for a keynote session. The topic is going to be the road to DevOps efficiency, addressing tool overload and fostering team adoption. And this will be conducted by Mr. Again. We have with us Avinash Gupta, Senior Director of Engineering, PhysicsWallah. Let me give a small brief about sir. Founder turned engineering leader, Avinash Gupta is currently the Senior Director of Engineering at PhysicsWallah, where he leads platform engineering and multiple product teams. He's been instrumental in scaling the PhysicsWallah platform to support over 5 million students, driving both technical innovation and organizational growth. Today, he is here to share his insights on how to streamline internal tooling and foster adoption across teams. So with this, may we invite Mr. Avinash Gupta on the dais, please everyone. Come on, with energy, yes. And sir already mentioned that please clap the loudest in the first attempt, please. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So it's a pleasure to be here in a room full of developers, architects, and DevOps engineers, right? People who understand the joy of having a green pipeline and the pain of having a broken YAML. So I'll quickly start with my introduction. I'm Avinash Gupta, working with PhysicsWallah, currently leading the infrastructure engineering and a few of the product verticals. I started off as a founder and then joined multiple growth stage startups, Pasarpolis being one of them, and currently PhysicsWallah, where we are building a high impact platform for the education. So I'm passionate about building reliable and scalable platforms. So before we start off, I would like to talk a bit about PhysicsWallah. So PhysicsWallah is an edtech platform which is powering education for millions of students in India in an affordable manner. Let's look at how the journey of PhysicsWallah started. So it started with Alak realizing that his true calling lies in teaching students. Back in 2016, he launched his own YouTube channel, which had a subscriber base of almost 2 million by 2020. In parallel, Prateek was working on his startup Pen Pencil, which was SaaS platform for edtechs. In 2020, both of them joined hands and launched PhysicsWallah app. It started with a physics-only batch, which had more than 70,000 enrollments in a matter of 5 days. That's how the journey started, and from there, the growth has never stopped. From a physics batch to venturing into more than 43 test prep categories, to starting offline centers, we have become the largest player in STEM courses online. Just to give you an idea of the scale, so we run more than 1,000 live classes on a daily basis, more than 10,000 videos are uploaded, and more than 40,000 doubts are resolved on a daily basis. Moving on to the topic which is at the heart of, I would say, all the DevOps engineers, right? So DevOps came up as an ecosystem to support a reliable development, to bring in efficiency, and to give ownership. But with time, we have brought in a lot of tools which have themselves become a complex platform, more complex than the platform it is meant to support. So it is a very common challenge. So we have a lot of tools that the teams are using these days, right from development to powering the CI/CD pipelines to monitoring. So the list of the tools is endless, and that kind of brings in a lot of inefficiency in terms of the developers. So they have to switch a lot. They have to manage multiple tools. So if you look at the cost that is associated, right? So there is a very steep learning curve that is there for the developers who joins an organization. They have to understand, go through a lot of tools. They have to rely a lot on the herd knowledge. They have to, get access to multiple tools. The workflows are fragmented. You have to switch from one tool to another just to, test, just to develop, test, and then deploy your application to production. The integrations are not that great, and it increases a maintenance burden on the already stretched DevOps team. So what should be ideally the goal? So we need to look at optimizing rather than reducing the tools. We really have to look at the kind of objectives the engineering team has and the business, so that we can probably make better utilization of the tools. So I'll just present few steps which we can take to ensure that we have the right usage of the tools. So the first step would be to actually identify all the tools that are being used. Now some of the tools we would be using actively, some of the tools would be redundant, and then there might be some of the tools which have overlapping capabilities. Then I think consolidation would be a really important strategy. So for the redundant tools or the tools which are actually being used, multiple tools are being used across teams. This is what happens in in multiple organizations which have grown so fast, especially startups. So different teams start using different tools. So we can combine the, we can create standards in terms of the tools which have the highest adoption. We can rely more on multi-purpose platforms which have native integration, so that developers don't have to shuffle across the tools. And then lastly, we need to look at simplifying the workflows. So what can we do? How can we streamline things? How can we automate most of the tasks that engineering team has to raise to DevOps? How can we document the best practices so that it is available to the engineering teams, and they don't really have to rely on the herd knowledge, or they don't have to talk to their peers a lot. Platform engineering in general can serve as a very good solution to this problem. We can look at developing an internal developer platform which can actually act as a consolidator. So you can have all the tools onboarded into one platform, or it may bring in some capabilities from there, or at least it can redirect the developers to the respective tools. This would actually save a lot of time in terms of cross-team collaboration. Let's say if I have to go from, if let's say I'm part of team A and I want to really look at what team B is doing, and so I don't really have to reach out to them. I can just go to the portal and I can figure out their code. I can look at their observability. So the idea is to reduce friction and provide self-building capabilities for the teams. So now, all of the things that we have discussed so far, this cannot go on until the teams are actually adopting the tools that we are using. So there cannot be a case where we don't use tools. Having multiple tools is very important in terms of, they might be resolving your multiple use cases, very niche use cases at times. So it is very important to involve the team in evaluating the tools while you are selecting, talking to different partners. This helps us understand what's happening on ground, and they are actually able to better relate. So it doesn't have to be only DevOps team. It has to be the engineering team who is actually involved in the decision-making process. Then trainings, of course, are very important for the team. And then we need to create a feedback loop. So having a tool adopted and then not acting on feedbacks, figuring out where the challenges are, whether the tool that was relevant a year ago, is it still relevant? So that feedback loop has to be continuous, and we need to make sure that that team works on it. One more thing that has really helped us in general is having regular cadence with the enterprise tools. So sit with the enterprise account managers on a bi-weekly basis or a monthly basis to understand how is the usage of the tools, what is the value being driven, and that really helps. That goes a long way in actually increasing the adoption across team. So I'll talk about a real-world success story. So we at PW have developed this internal developer platform. This is just a small snapshot of it. So here we have consolidated all the services and tagged it against the teams. We have brought in the priorities, we have brought in the SLOs that those services are maintaining. This is a dummy data, by the way. And we have also brought in the direct links to logs, the monitoring stack, the deployment stack. So all of that is consolidated into one place, and this has actually boosted our MTTR. So these are the basic takeaways I would suggest. So we need to consolidate, and we need to simplify for efficiency, standardize things as much as we can with platform engineering, and foster adoption through engagement. So if I have to sum it up, so we need to audit. We need to audit the kind of tools that we're using and understand the adoption, consolidate, and then we actually need to standardize. And then if we actually work on getting the feedback and work on it, I think that should go a long way in improving the developer efficiency. So at the end, I would like to say that DevOps is meant to increase the efficiency, and developers should ideally focus on building things, developing things, testing things, and deploying on the production, rather than focusing on fixing broken YAMLs and things like that. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much. Please be with us. May I request Mr. Ashwini Rajput, VP Front-End Software Engineering, Synchrony, please join in to present a small token of appreciation to Mr. Avinash Gupta for being here and presenting us a very informative information here today.